it aligned like a lot of the things that I'm working, for.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I really do want to separate myself from the pack, because I am really like I'm ambitious and I'm always down to try new things. Like once you send me that link, and then after that workshop, it just made me seem like how much like me and the speaker really connected, like on a personal level, like that healthcare stuff, and then like his dad not being able to leave, and then the thing that really caught my attention, like it's like we're just like in an environment nowadays. It's like, bro, like we have our jobs and stuff, but at the same time, we're still working for like the government. Like it's like
Yeah.
golden handcuffs. Like you can't really beat it. It's like a repeating cycle over and over and over and over, and then you just gotta change that type of thing like in the family, and then
Yeah.
I want to be the first one to really change that in the family and hopefully be wealthy enough to not have my parents go through that,
No,
like
definitely.
what they were going. And then I was taking note of the pictures too as well, and then it really caught my attention that we're living in that basically right now, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then once Thursday starts rolling around, we're like, oh, okay, and then it's just how the world is, and then it's true, we just wake up, rinse and repeat, wake up, rinse and repeat, wake up, rinse and repeat, and I just want to be my own boss, and then I really, I really seen just like what he does, and then just how much like our world just aligns, and then I just want to be like another version of him, and then I feel like a mentor will like really help because I want the knowledge that he was doing, just to help me later on.
No, definitely. Yeah, man. And I appreciate you, like, for sharing that. I remember, like, once we had, like, our little, what was it? We had, like, just, like, a little, like, quick, like, phone call, like, right after the meeting. You told me how,
Yeah,
like, the speaker really impacted you and how you kind of,
nah,
like, made you, like,
definitely,
open
yeah,
your eyes and stuff like that. So, no, yeah, I mean, like, same goes for me, because, just like you,
yeah,
I was in the selection process as well, So, what you're doing right now, I did
yeah,
it, what, 7 months ago, and it took me some time, why? Because, I was kind of, going through the process, a bit slower. Yeah, I was working full time.
yeah,
I was taking, an online class, stuff like that. But I just wasn't so like, motivated. Like this wasn't like my goal to actually, like finish the process. I was like, oh, you know what? It's just something I'm doing on the side. So it's not like I wasn't really too serious about it. And
yeah,
I kind of regret that. I wish I was more serious about it when I first started, because once I started, once I like actually launched my business, I had a pretty how would you say it, profitable beginnings, so like
yeah,
I was
definitely,
like making making money already, like super early on in my business. But not just that, I was already getting results. And so that felt good, because most businesses, they tend to fail. But
yeah,
yeah, sorry, I mean, I didn't mean to get like sidetracked, but yeah, I mean, pretty much
nah,
like
nah,
what I want like this meeting to kind of like be based upon is kind of just
yeah,
like us getting to know each other more. Like I know we kind of know each other like surface level already, but
yeah, definitely.
I kind of want to like share more about myself. Hopefully you can share more about yourself as well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I would love to hear, bro. Let me know. I would love to hear.
no, yeah, no, definitely. I know I told you that I was working during the process, and
Yeah.
because of that, I had kind of like like I had to like better manage my time. So I kind of wanted to ask are you working right now? Are you currently employed?
I was planning to work back when I go at the gym, but either way, just I feel like time management is also key as well. So I'll be able to, time manage all that I know my schoolwork. So it
There
wouldn't
you
be
go.
a problem when it comes to that.
Okay,
Oh,
no,
like when
yeah,
it
for
comes to
sure. No, yeah, I was just asking because having a job in college is I feel like
definitely, okay.
it's good, but at the same time,
Yeah,
it could be bad if you don't know how to manage your time, because then people will be like, oh,
definitely,
what?
definitely.
It's just school, it's just work. Like that's all I have to do. But
Yeah, definitely.
that was kind of like my mindset back when I was in the process, like just work, just focus on my studies, and that's really it. And then I just like the rest of my time would just be free time. But
Yeah, definitely.
once I was like going through the process, my coach, she helped me out. She's
Yeah,
like, all right, you know what, here, Chris, you need a planner. You know that worked for me, for some time. And I was like, all right, you know what, it's hard for me to stick to a planner. So now what I do is I have a to do list like every day. So I kind of
yeah,
just
definitely.
write down what I need to do the day beforehand. But yeah, man. I mean, you know who I am already. My name's Christopher Castañeda. I'm a second year at UC Merced. My background is management, business, and economics. But if I'm being completely honest, I mean, you met me a year ago when I was a freshman. It was, I think it was second semester, right?
Yeah, it's when you were barely starting applying into, I think it was business society,
Yeah,
if I'm
business
not.
society. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was doing my resume or something like that. I remember
Yeah, your
that.
resume work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But
A lot has happened. A lot has happened.
yeah, no. So I'd say that's when I started to kind of like I'd say start to begin to shift my mindset.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I say begin because, my first semester
Yeah.
wasn't very, I'd say, productive. It wasn't very, beneficial for, my health or, just anybody around me. And
It's
so,
kind of hard when you're like in your first semester because you're coming from high school, so it's a big shift. You're trying to get from high school all the way to college. So I mean, it's understandable for everybody. I went through that
yeah.
too as well. It was kind of hard just trying to like shift high school and all that lifestyle into college. So I mean, everybody goes through it. So
Yeah, no, yeah, I feel like that hit me really hard because what's it called? Yeah, I mean, like I think we're both like the same. I'm not sure if you're a first generation college student.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I mean, like, being a first generation college student, like you and me, went into college not knowing, what to do. None of my parents have gone to
yeah.
college,
Same thing.
had
Yeah,
no idea, how to fast food. So how to like you and I, we had to figure these things out, and it
yeah,
was pretty
definitely.
challenging. I went into college thinking, all right, you know what, I'm gonna be free. My
Yeah.
parents, they live like what 3 hours away from. I'm from the Bay Area, so
Me
it's
too.
like,
Me too. Me too.
what part of the Bay Area? Bay Area are you from?
I'm from Richmond.
Richmond? Okay, for sure. Yeah. So I mean, that's not that far from me. It's what, it's like a 25-minute drive from my place. I think a 30-minute drive
You?
maybe. Yeah, it's not that. I'm
You?
in Novato.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. So you're pretty close. You're going towards Vallejo, passing Vallejo, huh?
Yeah, like passing. Yeah, exactly. Passing Vallejo. Yeah, and
Perfect,
so
perfect.
yeah, what's it called again? I'd say, like I had that freedom, and
Yeah,
like
definitely.
growing up, I'm assuming you lived with your parents your whole life just like I did,
Yeah,
and so it's a really big culture like shock, but also
yeah,
it's like a really big change. You're not used to
yeah,
it, and so once that happened, I was just hanging around with people, like people who I would usually hang around with back in like my old high school. I'll
yeah,
go more into that in a little bit, but yeah. So I mean it was just like really difficult because I would hang around the wrong association, the wrong
yeah,
crowd. And what I mean
yeah.
about that, I mean like not people who were like evil, but people who just, didn't really have goals. People who just didn't really have a dream. They kind of
Yeah,
just
like that's
lived.
why, like in the meeting when he was saying, just like the people who you hang around with really define like your future and your goals. Because it is true. Like I feel like me and you could both, align to that. Because I was really hanging around like the wrong people, and then I started just hanging around like winners. So I was just like, I really want to be part of that group or that culture. So when he said when the people you hang around with really defines who you are, when that defines who you are, but like defines your values and then what do you stand for, I feel like that really hit home too for both of us. To be honest.
No, yeah, definitely. And, it really hit home for me, when I was in the process, when I spoke to my coach, she told me
Yeah.
the same thing almost. She was like, you're the average of the five people you hang around with. And
Definitely,
then I,
definitely.
I really thought about that. I was like, wow, so I started thinking about who I started hanging around with. I'm like, all right, I got this person, this person, this person. I asked them, oh, what
Yeah.
do you want to do after college? Oh, I just want to work. I said, oh, what do you want to do after college? I don't really know. This guy, oh, I'm just trying to get through this semester. This guy, I haven't planned that far. I asked this guy,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? Like, I probably just plan on working my whole life. That's pretty much it. Retire like 50. And I'm like, dang. So, like, most of these people didn't really have plans. They kind of just, like, said what they wanted to do, but most of them didn't really know what they wanted to do. They kind of just went to college
Like
and,
just the barrier mindset too as well. Like the barrier mindset, when you go to college, it's really like a shot. You're like, damn, bro, he's going to college. So I just feel like everybody has that. You know,
no,
it's kind of
yeah.
hard going to college, bro, because everybody was like, damn, he's going to college. Damn, he's going to college, and it's like you have to like kind of separate yourself from the pack, and then just be like accountable for yourself too.
No, definitely, yeah. And I feel like, people, like, most people think that, college is the way out. But
Yeah,
all
yeah.
college really does is, help you get a job. And it doesn't even promise you a job,
Nah,
So
definitely not.
no, it's like, it's not promised. And so,
Definitely
I
not.
was really just like thinking about all that. I'm like, wow, like, I didn't really want to like believe it, but that was the truth. And so I was like, all right, you know
Yeah,
what?
it's the
Like,
truth, bro.
I gotta, make a change, So that's why, I'd say like I'm a completely different person I am in, my second year than I was, like my first year of college,
I see
and
a lot, bro. I see a lot of improvement from the first semester, bro, to be honest. But you're very more mature now. You're very more like you're on your stuff now, bro.
no, definitely, and I'd say, what kind of like really like made me shift my mindset was really thinking
Yeah.
about my future. Why?
Nah,
Because
definitely,
I don't want to
definitely.
live like the 95% of people. I want to live like the five
Exactly,
percent of
bro.
people,
Exactly.
you know. So like something
Exactly.
that like a lot of things that I've learned, a lot of skills and like delayed gratification,
Yeah.
like discipline, consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying I've mastered it either. I'm still young. You're young. Like we're college students. We
It's
get
never too
distracted
late,
very
bro.
easily. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's like if we learn this now, we're able to master these things now, and we just like we put in the work now, we do the hard things now. we have the rest of our whole lives. We can do whatever we want. And
I have this one quote from my dad. He said, "I'd rather you go to college for 4 years, like however how many years you want to suffer for 4 years, and then live the rest of your life stress free." But
mm,
so I feel like if you put in the work a lot each day, I'll say like for me, like if I really want something, and I'm learning a new skill, I say put an hour or 2 hours into it each day, and then just watch like your enterprise just grow, bro. I
mm-hmm.
literally like just 1 hour each day could do so much for you, bro. So I feel like put in that work for however much long, and then suffer for those 2 to 3, however long it takes you, and then just live stress free the rest of your life. I mean, bro, I rather stress out for the first 2 years, and then I just live the rest stress free. It's never too late, to learn something new.
No, yeah,
Never late.
definitely. And I mean, like kind of like where I was going with that is that like yeah, like you might have seen like some growth in me, and I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Um,
Yeah,
I barely realized it like not too long ago, and like mostly from other people telling me. But I'd say like if I were to even backtrack more than this, because I mean this is just like what in the last year or two, you know
yeah,
I was very different. Like yeah,
yeah, definitely.
almost like a year ago, yeah, I would hang on to bad association. But when I was in high school, like when I was 15 years old, you
Yeah,
know same thing. I'd hang around people, bad association, and
yeah,
back in my old high school, I just wouldn't hang around the wrong crowd, like the right crowd, and I mean because of that, I actually got arrested, and because I got arrested when I was 15 years old, you know, it like really impacted me, but not just me, like people around me, like my family, my mom, my dad, my siblings,
yeah,
and so you know, it sucked pretty much, like I didn't really know what it like what it was gonna be like, to actually go in juvenile detention stuff like that, and then once I like eventually did get out, I had to go through a continuation school, because the school district didn't want me back, so I got arrested for vandalism, and you know it like put a lot of like mental like I'd say stress on me, but not just that, um, you know I it also made me realize that maturity doesn't come with age, but it comes with responsibility. And at 15 years old, once I got out, I was going to continuation school. I started working at 15 years old. None of my friends had a job. So I was like, I felt really like, okay, what the heck? Like, like nobody I know is working at my age. And most people I worked with at the Baskin Robbins at 15 years old, getting
yeah,
paid below minimum wage. It was like 14 bucks was getting paid 12, was just like, wow. Like people I worked with were like, 16, 17, 18, nobody was 15. So it just felt very weird. And, like after that, I started working at the movie theater. After that, I started working, at Target and then at DoorDash. So I've always kind of been working. I have things around like 5 years of like, work experience. And so, you know, I kind of just started maturing. So I started like having like a different mindset than most people at such a young age. But I didn't really learn my lesson just yet at 15. I kept doing some bad stuff. I kept hanging out with wrong people. Kept
yeah,
want like vaping. Kept like smoking, doing stuff like that. Just trying to like be cool, fit in with the crowd. And so my mom was like, all right, you know what? Enough of that. I know you're a good kid, so let me put you around with better people. And
yeah,
she moved me school districts, so like it was around COVID time, everything was on Zoom. I made it back to a regular school, but my mom switched me. School was my junior year. So my junior year, I was brand new junior. Junior year started, she switched me complete school districts. I came down here to Novato, and she's like, all right, you know what, you're gonna go to San Marin High School, and I got enrolled into Avid. And I'd say like Avid really impacted me. I'm not sure if you know what that is or not.
nah, I don't
So
understand.
it's almost like a college prep class, like a college career class.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
and so honestly, I didn't really want to do it, but my mom and my cousin were like, "Oh, they were influencing my mom, like, oh, you should do it. It's gonna be good for you." I did it, and I had a professor, not a professor, but she had her PhD, so we called her Doctor LB. So the teacher there, like already had her PhD, and so she told me, she's like, "Christopher, you should apply to college," and I was like, "Oh, like, do you think so?" Like, I mean, I don't really want to, like, my mindset back then was, work 2 jobs, get that nice BMW, and just have all the money but no time. And that's what I saw growing up. I saw my brother do that. So I was like, you know what? I want to do that too. I want to work 2 jobs, get a nice car. But I mean, the only place he drove that nice car to, was from work and back home. He wasn't able to enjoy
okay,
it. And so my teacher was like, you should apply to, college. I applied to colleges. She's like, oh, did you apply to UCs? I'm like, no. She said, oh, you should. And I was like, well, why? I have a 3.4 GPA. It's not that good. She's like, oh, I mean, like, you never know. Like, you should still do it. I really didn't really want to write those essays, But the point that I'm trying to get is that, she saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. And so, I mean, for that, like, I'm really grateful, and, I appreciate her for that. Because, I mean, that's pretty much how I got to UC Merced. It was the only school that accepted me, and, give me the best financial aid package. And I was like, you know what? I thought about it in the future. I'm like, this is going to help my parents, a lot, because they're not going to have to stress about, having to pay for my college, because that was a really big concern, if I did get, into any colleges. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I'd say, like, what really, like, initiated, like, all right, me wanting to, like, change my mindset and not really want to, start realizing, who I can call my friends, people who I can actually hang out with and depend on. And so, once I found, like, this mentorship, this business, it helped me a lot, because, something my mentor told me was, if you're not going to let me, mentor you in life, they don't even ask me to mentor you in your business.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
when I first started, I had that ego. I'm like, oh, why? I can have my life and my business apart, like, they're two different things. And then he's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, so, if your girlfriend, breaks up with you, Christopher, are you gonna, still be 100% in your business? And I was like, probably not. He's like, yeah, you're gonna have some downtime. That's gonna affect you emotionally. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So he started making me think more, and he was like, so I have a point then, right? And I was like, yeah, you do. So what I really like about this is that it's not just a business; it's a whole life 360 mentorship. So
Yeah.
they really help you with everything. Like, they help me with my budgeting. They help me with my planning, my schedule. You know, no one has really ever done that for me. So, finding, a coach, a mentor, business partners who can actually, help you out with that, like,
Yeah.
we, like, genuinely care about you, and we make that, that connection. It's not always just business. We have these bonding events, like, what, a few months ago, I remember we went out kayaking, and then just, I
Nice.
remember, when was it? I think it was during, like, right before winter break. I remember I went to LA. It was like this, like, it was like a supposed, like a little fun trip. We had, like, one night of a meeting, but the rest of it was fun. We went to Big Bear, down there, like, in SoCal, and
Yeah.
I was actually a panel speaker. I didn't even know I was gonna speak, and
Nice.
then they told me, oh, you know what, Christopher, you're gonna speak. So, I was able to speak for a few, like, maybe like 100 people, and it felt nice. Like, obviously I was nervous, but I mean, it felt nice knowing that I was able to impact other people as well. And yeah, so I mean, we do, like, team bonding events too. It's not always just business. Why? Because, we actually care for one another. We're people who have,
Come on, too, with
goals,
this.
and, we want to surround ourselves with people who have goals, people who have values. And
Yeah.
that's something that I value a lot too, because I've always been in such negative, pessimistic, associations. And
Yeah.
when I was, like, introduced to this one, I was like, okay, what's the catch? Like, what's up? Why is everyone so nice to me? Because, I grew up, everybody, like, backstabbing you, people, just being rude to you, like, for no reason.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, like, what's the catch? Like, all right, like, who's gonna, like, finesse me? Who's gonna take my money? I was like, what the heck? But, it wasn't like that. It was like, what? I was just offered an amazing opportunity. And obviously I had, like, my skepticism, and that's kind of like where I wanted to go on to now, talk about my mentor, because I'm not sure if I spoke to you a lot about him, but his name is Phil. Um, you
It was
know,
one in the video, right?
yeah, the one in the video, exactly. I mean, I think I'm not sure if I told you, but I mean, he retired at 22, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then his mom at 23, his dad at 24, and then he sponsored them, yeah. So, I mean, he did all that, you know, being, an international student. He came here at 18, broken English, didn't really know, like, how to really speak good English, and he still managed, have businesses in Canada, have businesses in Texas, all around the U.S., and,
Crazy.
he doesn't do it for the money, but he does it for the impact, because he wants to
Definitely.
impact other people's lives, and he likes helping people. And so, when I found that out, I'm like, wow, like, how did he retire at 22? Like, I want to do that. I actually got the opportunity, the chance to meet him, during the selection process. I went to an in-person meeting. I went to San Jose. I remember, at a hotel. My mom drove me to the meeting. And that's when I met my business partner, who I work very closely with. I'd like to introduce you to him, maybe the next time we meet. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I actually got the chance to meet Phil, and it was towards the end. I'm like, I was like, oh wow, like, that's my mentor. Like, I would always see him in the videos, just like you, and I was like, dang, like, I see him in real life now. Like, I was like, dang. So at the end of it, I want to ask him a question, like, hey Phil, if what you're doing is legal and ethical, can you be my mentor? Like, I want to learn from you. He's like, okay, uh, Chris. Like, I obviously introduced myself. Like, okay, Chris. He's like, thousands of people asking that question. Every single time, I come to a meeting, a business conference, whatsoever. He's like, what makes you different from everyone else?
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of just like in disbelief. I'm like, dang, what makes me different? I'm over here trying to think, you know. I whip out my phone and I open my resume. And I'm like, all right, well, I have these skills, I have these attributes, you know, I've been working for these many years, um, customer service, this and that. And then he told me, he just looked at me dead straight. He's like, yo, you can put your phone away. He's like, that tells me nothing about you. And I'm just like, what? And like, no one's ever really spoke to me like that. So I was like, dang, you know, like, what are you talking about? He's like, I look for people who have integrity, people with accountability.
Mm.
If what they say they're gonna do matches what they actually do. And I was like, wow, you know, like he had me just like thinking there, you know, like just standing there, like, you know. So I was like, okay, dang, like, you know, like he answered my question, but at the same time, it was like he didn't really need to like answer it because I can just tell the way he walked, the way he talked, the way he carried himself. I was like, yo, no, this is someone, you know, I want to learn from. You know, his mindset is a lot, you know, higher than mine. And, you know, he's been doing this for a while, like, you know. So I was like, all right, you know what, Phil, like, you know, I want to continue learning. I want to keep learning through the process. You know, essentially, he told me, he's like, you know what, he's like, you know, just keep going through the process. You know, that question will answer itself. And so I was like, you know what, let me just, you know, keep doing this. So I was only on the third step then. And I was like, all right, you know what, like, I'm all for it. And, you know, I'd say, like, my biggest mistake was, you know, right after that, you know, my mom was like, "Oh, you know what you learned?" I told her, "Oh, I learned all this stuff." She was really excited for me. And I come back home the next day, you know, I start talking to my friends from back home. "Oh, I'm gonna start my own business, this and that." I'm very new to it. I have no idea how to explain, how to talk about it. My friends starts asking me these questions. Oh, like, oh, what is it about? You know, like, how can you, like, you know, like, da 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 da, how's the money made? This, and that. You know, I didn't really know how to explain it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not really that sure, but I mean, like, it's an amazing opportunity, this and that. He said, oh, you're getting scammed, this and that. And then I was like, dang, like my own friend, like, you know, my best friend from back at home, you know, he's telling me I'm gonna get scammed, like, you know, that this isn't real. I'm like, but I was there, I was at the meetings, you know, like I'm the one, you know, going through the meeting, I'm the one going through the process. And I was like, dang. So, you know, I got pretty upset. I'm like, oh, shoot, you know, like, you know, I started thinking, like, oh, maybe what if this is a scam? I'm like, all right, have they asked me for any money? No. I'm like, have I, like, you know, invested any money? Like, no. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I'm not getting scammed, but I'm like, what if I'm wasting my time? So I just started asking myself all these questions. But at the end of the day, you know, I just reached out to my business partner, you know, the person I'm working very closely with now. You know, his name is Tona. And, you know, he's been able to help me a lot. You know, he really impacted me throughout my whole process. And, you know, he kind of just, you know, was like, you know, he was open to hearing me out. And, you know, he was actually, you know, he appreciated that I called him. Because if I'm being honest, you know, I ghosted him for like 2 days. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to them. These guys are trying to scam me, you know. So, but no, yeah. I mean, I reached back out. He helped me out. He's like, oh, you know what, Chris? Like, you know, I can help you answer these questions. You know, like I appreciate you reaching back out. And he told me how it was. You know, he was like, all right, you know what? Like, you know, we're just trying to see, you know, if you're willing to, you know, to invest your time into learning. That's all it was pretty much. That's all the selection process is. All you're really doing is just learning about the business, and it's for you to evaluate me and for me to evaluate you to see if, you know, if you're someone I want to partner with and if I'm someone you'd like to partner with. Because, you
Okay.
know, pretty much throughout the whole selection process, you know, you're just going to be, you know, learning about the business. You know, we're going to be sending you materials, you know, maybe some books, and, you know, just to see if you're really serious about it, to see if, you know, if this is something that you want to do. Because throughout the process is pretty much us setting you up to have that business owner type of mindset, so when you
Uh,
launch your business, you get started right. You don't launch
Definitely.
your business and you're like, oh man, it doesn't work, oh man, I'm negative. So pretty much what we're trying to do is we're trying to help you, set you up for success. And when I was in the process, I didn't realize that. I'm like, man, I gotta join these meetings, man, I gotta do this. But once I like reflect and look back at it, and I'm like, wow, they were really just, you know, setting me up so I can, you know, be, you know, get started right in my business. But yeah, I mean, I know I kind of talked a little bit there. I kind of wanted to ask you, you know,
Man,
like,
I enjoy it, bro. To be honest, bro, it's like passing knowledge on to me, bro. Like, I really hope that this process, like our values and your values and my values align, and hopefully, one day, we can, like work together. Because I really feel like me and you had that ambitious mindset that we just want to be out of the pack, and then
oh,
I
of
really
course.
got some impactful ideas. That sometimes I just see just like I just think just there's ideas everywhere in the world. Sometimes I just drive around and I'm like, hey, like I see like a shop closed down, or I see like a business closed down, or something that hasn't been started yet, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
about if I really like invest, my time and my ideas. There's ideas all over the world, bro. There's countless things you could do. It's 2024, five. Sorry, my bad.
Very
You
good.
know, yeah. There's so many things now that you could do in life, and it's unlimited. So I hope that the process, me and you, can align our values together, and hopefully, we get that started.
No, definitely, yeah. And I mean, I
I
appreciate you sharing
appreciate
that out.
all the Yeah,
Because
I
most people,
appreciate all the things you're telling me because it's always good seeing it from a different perspective. Just seeing more knowledge being passed down.
no, of
I
course,
really do.
yeah. And I mean, like the reason I'm telling you all this is because I wish someone told me this when I was in the process,
I
because
was just gonna say that, bro. I just wish like somebody could tell me.
no, yeah, because if I'm being honest with you,
Yeah,
um, you know, like when I was in the process, I
yeah,
thought I had to wait on the processor for like to reach back out to me.
yeah,
Essentially, I'd be your processor.
yeah,
You don't gotta wait for me to be like, oh, like when's the next meeting? You know, I found out once I was almost done with the process, so like that you control your own process. If you want to
definitely.
move quick, if you want to finish this process quickly,
Mm.
that's on you. You can like, all right,
I,
what, I finished this audio. Like, is there more? Like, what's the next step in the process? And I'm telling you
yeah,
all this now because I have that belief in you that that you actually that you want something better for yourself, and
yeah,
I see that our values and our goals do align, and
definitely.
not just because we know each other, but I mean also
Uh-huh.
because like I talk to a lot of people. Most of them tell me oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to do that, but I mean your actions have been showing me since I'd say
Right.
we met that I mean this is something you want to do, and I know
Yeah.
it's very early on in the process, but yeah, I mean I just wish I had someone like this to tell me very early on, so then I
Yeah,
kind of could
definitely
just
get to
just fly through the process. Because if I'm being honest, it took me 2 months to finish my
Yeah.
process. It's only 7 steps, and I mean it took my coach 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean my coach knew what she wanted. She saw the value in this opportunity, so she's like, "You're right. You know what?" She just went through it like that, and so yeah, I mean, kind of moving forward, I just wanted to ask like, have you ever like had experience with like a mentor, or like, like when you like need advice, or like you ask people for advice, and like who do you go to?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. No, when I asked that, but I was gonna bring that up. Like, that's what really caught my eye with this a mentorship, because it's kind of hard trying to find a mentor, bro. Like, honestly, I've been trying to find one since like my freshman year. I don't know if you know Professor Harris.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm actually gonna take a class with him this semester.
Yeah, he's like like he would write me like letter like a recommendation and stuff because he's like the one that I would highlight most of my classes with. And
Yeah,
I asked, I'm like, hey, like I really do like what you stand for, and then I really would like to be, I would like you to be my mentor. You know how Harris says, he sweet talks. He's like, yeah, I got you. And then he just went ghost on me, bro. So it's like, yeah, like he's busy and stuff with his like, he has his own business. He has a wife. He's a lawyer and stuff like that. So
okay.
I've always wanted a mentor because I always wanted to see what people. It's always the best to see, like you said, like I wish I knew. How people say all the things I knew at 21. You
Yeah,
know, I wanted to be that type of person to say, oh, I knew these things at 21. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. No,
yeah,
yeah. That is a
it's
good
hard to get a
mindset.
mentor because people have families too as well. Like Harris, he has a family. He's a lawyer. He's a teacher, so he doesn't have the time to mentor me. So I was just like, like it's a blessing to have a mentor, to someone to pass on the knowledge that they went through, and then hopefully by the age that you're 21, you're not the person to be like, oh, I wish I knew this younger,
Yeah,
I could have done it differently, and then I want to be that type of person to be like, I did those things differently, and and then I wasn't that type of person, to mess up, so it really did catch my eye because I'm very fortunate to be here. I do like appreciate you, just
stop,
passing me
Coco.
on your knowledge, so it's hard to get a mentor, so I'm excited because it's everything that I wanted. Like ever since my sophomore freshman year, I've always wanted a mentor. So I'm very excited to hopefully see like what are like the next steps from here.
No, yeah, definitely. But so like you've never had a mentor then, but you've been seeking
I've
for a
never.
mentor.
Yeah, I've been seeking one for like almost 2 years now, and then everybody's busy, So
No, definitely. No, and like I can relate with you, because like ever since I was like a senior in high school, I always wanted a mentor. But I mean, I'd say like the person I kind of just would to advise to was, I mean, my dad. I would just like, reach out to my dad. Hey, dad, what should I do with this? Hey, dad, what should I do with that? For finances, for whatsoever. And some of my like something my mentor told me, was like that really opened my eyes was like, if you take advice from, you know people, like, he, for example, my dad, like he used, I respect my dad, I love my dad, I never put him down. But he like my mentor told me this straight up. He was like, oh, like, let's say your dad's having, like, financial struggles right now, but he's giving you financial advice. Wouldn't you end up just like your dad? And then I didn't really ever think about things like that. But then once, like, my mentor put in that perspective, I'm like, no, you're right.
Crazy.
Why
Yeah,
would I
right.
take that advice? Even like just because he's my dad, just because, like, I respect him, just because I love him. And then my mentor's like, like, you have to think, you like, really, like, before you, like, you can ask for advice, but it's up to you if you want to apply it. And I would usually always apply advice my mom and my dad gave me. So it's not that I don't listen to them. Yes, I asked them for advice. It's just, now, do I want to apply that advice, or do I want to apply advice that my coach tells me? Do I want to apply advice that my mentor tells me? And I really like what you said, because, this business is really about, I'd say, like, the power of duplication. And I really like that you said, oh, I wish that I knew this at 21, because all the mistakes my mentor made, he's what, 28 right now, about to reach, his 30s, 28, 29 right now. But all the mistakes he made are passed down to my coach. All the mistakes my coach made are passed down to my business partner. All those are made, passed down to me. So any, I'd say, like, mistakes that they made, they're gonna relay them back to me, so I don't go through those same mistakes. and
Yeah,
that
definitely.
and that's what I really like about it, because what, I'm only 20 years old right now, so, like, the mistakes that my mentor made when he was 20, he can just share that with me, like, oh, you know what, I recommend you do this and that, this is gonna help you a lot. And I actually got the chance to speak with my mentor, one on one in person. I remember this. It was a few months ago, because he's very busy, so his time's very limited. But I actually just
Yeah.
had a meeting with him just recently, maybe like a few days ago, on Zoom. But in person, we had like a really good conversation. I went to Baltimore, had this huge business conference event. It was during school. I remember I left for the weekend, and I remember we were at the hotel. We were just relaxing, and he ended up coming into one of the hotel rooms. Nobody knew
Yeah.
he was there. We ended up just passing by, like, wait, Phil? And then we just walked in the room. We started chopping it up, and he gave me some great advice on what I should
Yeah.
do in Merced. He's like, Christopher, you're or one of you're our only business partner in Merced. That's a huge market. There's a bunch of people everywhere. Just
A lot
talk
of
to people.
students.
So he pretty much just gave me, like, really good advice on what I should do to really grow and
Yeah.
expand my business, and be like the first, I'd say, like, pioneer kind of business partner out there, because most of my business partners are kind of based in San Jose. And
Yeah.
so, it's up to me if I really want to, make that decision to really go out there and drive to my business, partners. Because, not, maybe some of them will come visit me, but not everybody from my business is going to come, over here just to see me in Merced, Like, who wants to go to Merced? Like, there's kind of
Yeah.
nothing here.
Yeah.
But, no, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I appreciate you sharing that, and I appreciate, like, saying that you, like, you've been wanting to seek a mentor, because, you know,
Yeah.
not many people, usually want to seek a mentor. People are just like, oh, you know what, like, I'm fine, like, I have my own judgment, like, like, they have that ego. But I can see that,
Yeah.
like, you're kind of putting that down, because, like, you're, seeking for help. And I mean, I feel like, it shows more, power from you, when you're actually asking for help, and not just, being like, all right, you know what, I can do this, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, kind of like, with that, I wanted to ask, so, like, I know you said you're in your third year right now, and I know you said you kind of face some things, like, just like me, in your first year, kind of getting back, getting comfortable into college. So I kind of wanted to
Yeah.
ask, like, what motivates you here, like, like, to, like, kind of, like, keep going, like, despite all these distractions, like, what's your reason? Like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you seeking something more? Because, I mean, I know you're in college right now, and I'm pretty sure you've worked in the past, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I saw you've worked in the past. Kind of like, what's your, like, internal, motivation? Like, what, like, why do you keep, like, wanting to want more? Like,
Yeah. Definitely, bro. Just like bringing it back to the beginning, bro. Just I'm very fortunate, like, out of, like, being a first generation student, just having the opportunity just to come here. Like, for me, like you said, like, the full, like, the package, the financial aid package is, like, a good here. So honestly, bro, I had a full ride here. So I really thought to myself, I'm like, look, not that many people have this opportunity to have this type of financial aid. Come here for free. Matter of fact,
mm-hmm.
so I might as well just use this to my advantage, and just keep wanting more. And then the more classes I went through, and the more successful people like Harris too. Like he was a big eye opener too, because he's a lawyer, and then he's a teacher. as well. And like you say, him wanting more, him being more ambitious. Like he could have not been a teacher or not be a lawyer, but like you say, just him wanting more and just him having that passion and that drive, just made him, more richer. You know,
Yeah.
just having the fortunate, just having the opportunity, just being a first generation student here, coming here for free, why not use it to my full advantage,
No,
and then
definitely.
I do it for my parents too as well, because they've given me everything I've asked for, like when it comes to like studies, and just helping me out with financial. So they're definitely my motivation, like once I graduate, and then once hopefully with this mentorship, I have my business, and then hopefully once I'm financially stable, I could actually repay them back for everything they've done for me, because I really like, at my heart, I really do have like this type of like this like this genuineness, because I like to repay people, because I have this mindset, like people don't have to do, what they do, like babysitters, or like stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I really do have this mindset and this genuineness. And then I made this promise to my father and my mom that, and also my family members too, help me out the way that, once I'm financially stable, I want to help them out, because, they're coming from like a lower income. So,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make that, that dream come true. So me just wanting more and just having that vision board, I have a
Yeah.
vision board, and just me, you
Wow.
know, becoming financially rich and then financially stable, and the most important, financial freedom,
Mm.
just not able to like report to anybody, like you say, just being your own boss,
Yeah.
so hopefully, I just look at it every day, and then it just gives me more motivation. I'm like, I'm doing this for my dad, I'm doing this for my mom, and I'm doing this for the people who helped me throughout the way, so I could hopefully one day repay
Mm.
them back for everything they've done for me.
No,
So that's just
definitely.
my drive, my motivation, and just having the fortunate opportunity to be here.
No, definitely, man. I really appreciate that, man. And like I appreciate you for sharing that. That
Yeah,
that shows a lot. And I mean, you props to you, bro. I mean, you have a vision board. That's something I've been wanting to do. I've been in the business for 7 months. You think I'd
yeah,
have one, but no, I kind of just speak my goal. I speak what I want. But I've been planning
yeah,
on having a vision board. Why? Because what? I put it up in front of my bed. I wake up every morning. Okay, I don't want to do something. Oh, I'm tired. I'm feeling lazy. Okay, why am I doing it? Boom. I look at my vision board, my family. Financial freedom. Having money, having the things I want, and so yeah, man. Like I can definitely see that our goals, our values are like they align, and
exactly.
most people I talk to, they don't have a vision board. Most people I talk to don't have a really like a why. They kind of just like, oh, you know what? Let me just do it just because I want money or like something very surface level. But you have like this promise that you've made, to your family, to to your mom, your dad, your family members, and
Yeah,
you like what you want. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean like I appreciate like for sharing that out. I kind of just wanted to ask you, I know you said that you watched the video. Um,
yeah.
like what did you think about it?
Honestly, bro, like I really did find like it was an eye opener, because honestly, like trying to find those type of YouTube videos, they could either be clickbait or stuff like that. But honestly,
Yeah,
that video, bro, it might be an hour long, but that basically just summed up 2 years of knowledge that I've been trying to learn for the past 2 years, bro. To be honest with you, bro, because there's always clickbait. The TikTok, they say,
yeah,
oh, you need this, you need that, and then they say, oh, if you want a mentorship, buy my, well, like my course, like just going back to the meeting, like this, all the
yeah.
courses.
They want
But
to charge
honestly,
you
like
like a
that
bunch
video,
of money.
bro. Yeah, literally, they just want your money, bro. But honestly, like that video basically just gave me 2 years of knowledge, bro, that I've been seeking for the past like 2 years, bro. It just basically, I took note, and he had this graph, and they were just saying that people who are just stuck in the process, they don't, they're just going over. It's just like an overlap loop, and it's
Yeah.
like if you want more, you just want to separate yourself from the pack. And honestly, bro,
It's very
like.
vague information.
Yeah, I have the picture right here. Matter of fact, hold on, let me show you real quick. Because honestly, I took note of it, bro, and then it's crazy, bro. It was, it was the poor dad too. It was a self-employed. This one.
Oh, the ESBI, yeah, okay, the rich dad poor dad quadrants, yeah, the four
It was,
quadrants.
yeah, it was that one, and it was it was this one too, like the little rat one.
Oh, okay, oh yeah, the one that we had in the meeting. No, yeah,
Yeah, like it's true. Like we're just like rats to the system, bro. And it's
yeah,
like if we want more, we have to like be more ambitious and really separate ourselves from the pack. And it's like, do we really want it, or like do we not really want it? So it is whether we want to put in the work.
no, definitely, yeah, and I appreciate you for sharing that, because those pictures, they also, very,
Impactful, definitely.
they were very eye opening to me, especially, when I
Definitely.
was, throughout the process, learning about it. I'm like, wow, like this is really happening. I'm really in this rap race, kind of just, but go to work Monday through Friday. Oh, Saturday, Sunday, go out, spend money, go out, have fun. Boom, do it all
Yeah.
over again. I'm like, why am I doing all
Oh,
this? Like a cycle. And so, yeah, I mean, I already kind of, talked to you, like about like the selection process, like the 7-step process. Um,
yeah.
um, I kind of just want to like send you maybe like another video from my
Oh,
mentor.
yeah, definitely, bro. Send me
Yeah.
anything, bro.
No, yeah, I wanted to send you another video from him. You can kind of just like take notes on it. Maybe like give me your reflection again, maybe like what you think about it, and
Yeah,
then
definitely.
I can just let me know like when you have it done.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like an hour, like probably like an hour as well. So it
So,
probably shouldn't take you that long. But yeah, I mean the next step would obviously be like step two. We'd kind of just show you like the business model. Like
yeah.
how the business works, like the system of it. And yeah, I mean the third step is kind of like when we show you everything, how the money works and like the company, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean we can kind of just stay in touch, Christian, and I mean I'll
Oh,
send you
yeah,
the
definitely, bro.
I'll
I
s-
would love to stay in touch, bro. Definitely.
no, yeah, definitely, and I'll send you another video from my mentor, and you can kind of
Thank
just
you,
let me
bro. I
know what you think
appreciate that.
about it. But yeah, man, when's when's your like availability looking like? Maybe so we can meet up again.
I would like to finish the video, so
Okay.
probably like Friday. Are you available Friday? Cause I move back Saturday, so Friday I'll
Okay.
be packing and stuff, but I still have time. I just time manage and then I put some time off to the side to have a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So are you available Friday?
Friday, yeah, Friday. What time?
It doesn't matter, whatever at your best convenience.
Okay, I was thinking Friday in the morning
Same
because.
time, 10?
Oh wait, let me see. I'm trying to think of that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Friday. I have a meeting in the morning. That's why, and then I have a meeting at night. So I'm trying to maybe in the evening.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. If anything, we can have it in the evening. Let me
Yeah.
see. Um, pull up my calendar because I know I have my stuff on here. Okay, let me see. Okay, then I think I have one. Mm, actually, I don't think I have anything going on that Friday evening. I thought I did. I'm thinking maybe like 'cause I might be busy later at that night. Are you free like? Cause that day I might work as well. How about this? I'll send you the audio, and then just let me know what you think about it once you finish it, and then
Yeah.
if I have some time on Friday, I'll definitely
Uh-huh.
reach. I'll let you know by Thursday, so it's not just
Uh-huh.
like last minute. But
Definitely.
yeah, I'll let you know. Most likely we can meet on Friday.
All right,
I'll
definitely.
see when I have some time because I know I am gonna work. But right now
Uh-huh.
my work's very like kind of just like on call. So like whenever my dad needs me, I kind of just go and work with him. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, cause my dad has a taco truck, so I'm kind
Uh-huh.
of just been helping him out with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, sounds good. I'll send you the audio. Let me know what you think about it, and then
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I mean we can possibly meet up on Friday. If not,
Uh-huh.
we can maybe push it to next week,
Yeah.
or maybe on Sun. Oh, I'm trying to think.
I'll
Sunday.
be on campus, so I'll be free on Sunday. So
Okay. No, yeah. If anything, maybe we could do it like Sunday morning, cause I have an event that day. So maybe in the
uh,
morning on Sunday, but yeah, I'll stay in touch with you though, and then I'll let you know by tomorrow night.
all right, definitely. Thank you. I appreciate it, bro.
No, yeah, no worries, Chris. You have a good rest of your week, and then yeah, We'll stay in touch, right?
Thank you, bro. I'll stay in touch with you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, my man. You have a good one, right? Peace out.
Have a better one. Thank you.
Okay.
Please leave your message